Oh, 10-4. I copy that. I didn't realize that. I better go over there and check it out. Whoops. Sorry, Canada.
Does Prime Minister not answer one simple question or give an apology? Wow.
I can't take watching him. I'm from south of the border. I'm watching him. It's disgusting.
The Conservative Party member was doing was just asking him to apologize for calling them Nazis, and he can't answer them.
What a disgrace. He can't, like, he keeps repeating and repeating over. Like, I can't listen to this, you guys. I don't know what is going on, but like, if uh, I'm I'm done.
We're gonna
I'm going to have to turn him off. I can't take it. I've never seen such a narcissist. And he's an effeminate.
Say he's even worse than Biden.
Biden just does what Obama tells him. Biden's just, just an old senile fool.
Actually, Krista Freeland that actually pulls the strings for Trudeau.
Or Klaus Schwab, is that the name?
Be the big boss, but Krista Freeland is actually the, vice prime minister, whatever the hell we're supposed to call her. You in the channel? People that are commenting stating that they were booted before didn't do anything to deserve the boot, so I was just wondering if you could look into it.
I don't know if you saw that, but Scheer called Trudeau blackface right in the House of Commons there.
One Conservative was going to fly right over the thing at him. So.
Yeah, that's funny. This should be good. Yeah, you guys watch this if you can on CPAC.
Literally all the Conservative was asking for was to be apologized to for being called a Nazi, and he couldn't even answer the damn question. It looked like Jagmeet Singh was starting to wake up just a tiny, tiny bit.
Oh, they're all taking their time to take a hit at Trudeau.
Support Jagmeet, not at all, but we do need the NDP on our side right now.
But didn't he help Trudeau get the Emergency Act passed?
Yeah, I just posted a really good video feed there. Check it out. It's kind of shadow banned. Really, really hard to find that with a search on YouTube, but check it out. It's a pretty good feed. And it looks like the Indigenous drummers are out there today, too.
They'll be there tomorrow, too.
Copy that. Yeah, I saw them on this video. You might go back to them again there. Hey, Boychuk, you got the mic now, Boychuk. Yeah, Boychuk, if you can hear my voice, check your microphone, see if it's working. Okay, if you look at that video that I posted, you'll see that there's beginning to be a bit of police interaction there on the hill. Check that video live right now. Yeah, so I'm just giving an update here. Anybody can see this info here. It's not privy, but there's a small group of police that have been surrounded by a group of protesters. Well, I shouldn't say they've been surrounded. They have put themselves in the middle of a group of protesters, and yeah, basically not much is happening. Police are now kind of walking away on their own. They decided not to engage. Yeah, this is a must-watch feed. You must watch this. This is the one to watch right now, the one that I posted. Oh, and the protesters are not doing anything, not at all. But, the police need to keep their distance, stay away, and don't try and stir things up, because that's what I think happened there. Well, this is what the mood is right here. Let him go! Let him go! So what they're saying is back up, let the police go. And honestly, the police can just walk away. The police don't need to be right there at all. There's no reason for the police to be there. Leave them! Leave them! Leave them! But it looks like the police are away from the crowd now. And this looks like it's right on Wellington Street.
Share, guys.
Right in front of the Parliament buildings.
For the storm. I can't believe I got that okay to go on.
The calm before the storm is what it's being billed as.
Everybody share this out, guys.
But the protesters themselves are not doing anything. They're just singing and partying and having fun. So I'm not too sure why that group of police came over there. But they kind of came over to I don't know what. No idea. And they're still kind of hanging around there outside the crowd, kind of showing a bit of force there. But they're not really doing anything, just hanging around.
Now, what the big fear that y'all can have is if a couple of these guys are agitators, either hired on to cause trouble or they're on their own accord to stir crap up, just like what happened at the U.S. Capitol January 6th of last year.
Yeah, copy that. Well, it will happen. Let's face it. There's I personally have seen a few people that are agitators in Ottawa that would absolutely cause trouble, that are not with the convoy, but are just kind of regulars that show up and are kind of your Ottawa crazies that show up every time there's any event going on there. So could something potentially happen? Yeah, absolutely. I don't see anything happening though. Crowd is being pretty respectful.
hope that the agitators keep themselves in check and understand that their asshole behavior just can't be tolerated, because it's not going to solve anything. Like, this is one of the biggest protests Canada has ever had, and we've done it with very little issue so far. We need to keep it that way.
Well, the problem is Trudeau. You know, truckers show up in Ottawa. They want to talk to Trudeau. 20 days later, Trudeau has not talked to the truckers. Is the problem the truckers, or is the problem Trudeau?
Definitely the problem is Trudeau. I'm just hoping that people that go around to these protests just looking for a fight, I hope that they get under control real quick, because that's not what this is about. And there's a lot of protesters that will do that. They'll just go to protest just to fight. And that's just wrong. I mean, I think that's what even happened with BLM, is there was lots of people burning and looting that had nothing to do with BLM. They were there just following the crowd, having fun, beating the shit out of people, you know, robbing stores, doing whatever, and had nothing to do with BLM. I watched one of them get arrested on the news media, and when he was asked, he said he just wanted the new pair of shoes. The kid was honest.
Well, you know, BLM is finished. I don't even want to talk about BLM. They're, you know, the leaders stole millions and bought mansions, so BLM is just a non-issue.
Except for anybody that donated to them is not being investigated and being called terrorists either.
Yeah, exactly. The leaders ran with millions and nobody did anything. That's funny.
Hey, VA, could you add in a guy? His name on here now is RJ. He may not talk right now. He's not in the mood for talking. He's kind of in a sour mood, but I can vouch for him. Known him for about a year, so he's good people.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, no, I don't just arbitrarily add people. There are too many trolls out there, and we've already been trolled once here a day or so ago. We know exactly how it works. So only people that comment a lot, talk a lot, and that we can see and as a friend can be brought up as a mod. So not just anybody.
This is not RJ the hacker, is it?
Because if you saw what happened here about a day ago, I brought one guy in as a mod, real friendly guy, nice guy with the convoy, everything else. As soon as he came in the room, right away, he unblocked probably about 50 trolls that had already been blocked so that they could cause havoc in the room. So that's why I don't want to just bring anybody in as a mod. It has to be somebody that we know is going to really be pro, not just anybody.
Yeah, I understand that. That's why I thought I'd tell you I'd vouch for him. He's a Romanian that actually lives up in the Calgary area, not too far from Calgary now.
Yeah, I wasn't sure of the RJ name, but yeah, he's been chatting a lot, especially in the mornings. He's been saying hey and, you know, giving his little speech about what's going on or whatnot. But yeah, he's pretty sure I've heard him say he's from Calgary or something like that.
Yeah, copy that. Hey, RJ, do a quick post there in the chat. Do a quick post in the chat. Yeah, I don't see him in there at all.
That was definitely the problem. We just need to make sure that nobody stoops down to his level and gives him exactly what he's looking for, which is a fight.
He said he's got no texting ability in the group, so he can't even do that. And I'm talking to him on the personal channel back and forth.
There's texting in the group.
Send me a message and I'll see if I can get it, and then I'll press the accept and see if that helps.
I will ask him that, or John, if I know you're driving, you want to verify in your email. I had to do that as well. You might have to do it on a laptop though, or in a browser. That lets you back in on some features.
To do that too.
Just on that note, some people with Samsung phones are having a hard time. They can't text, or iPhones. I can't remember which one it was, but there's some discrepancies there as to what phones allow you to text on this app. Just FYI.
Copy that. Yeah, Apple always works. The other stuff, I don't know, too many different brands.
Then it's the Samsung that's having issues with being able to text. So if he has a Samsung, that might be an issue and the reason why.
Samsung, and it worked as soon as I confirmed my email and got accepted as a mod.
Yeah, me too. It's just some people are saying that they can't. For instance, when Whiskey was added in here, he couldn't text because of his phone, and he has a certain Samsung. I could. I'm a Samsung S20 Ultra, but he was having problems. That's why I say it was one of them that has problems.
Samsung A20.
Well, the other thing is just you have to know the app. Like if you load this app on your phone, first thing you do is spend a good half an hour to go through all the different menus and all the settings and how to use it. And if you can't figure it out, then go to YouTube and do a search on YouTube. There's probably one on there.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably the email verification that's holding him up. He's been on the app. I've been on here for almost a year already, and I believe he was on it before me even. So I had never verified it on my computer.
Well, yeah, but I know for example, I'm not verified, whatever, email wise. So there's a room, for example, that I tried to go into, and you can't get in the room if you're not email verified. You can't even get in.
Anyone else notice 1,000 more members and we've broke the 1,000 member mark? Sorry, 100,000 member mark, not 1,000.
That?
Yeah, there's something going on in Ottawa there today, but I think what's happening is that some of the organizers are making the rounds. They are going to different groups of people and talking to the different groups of people. And as the organizers were making their rounds, that's where the police came in there, and there was some kind of police interaction. So that's what I saw in the video there just a little while ago. Everything is calm now. Yeah, we're just trying to. Yeah, this channel here is for information purposes, you know. And again, don't know what the laws are and don't post anything that's illegal because you might get in trouble. But it seems like what's happening is that some of the people that are the leaders are making the rounds to the different locations where there are people and crowds. And there was something that happened between the protesters and the police, and the protesters were yelling to not do anything, stand down, whatever. just be good. And that's nothing really happened. The police kind of went on their own way. Not too sure why the police were there in the first place, but yeah, that little incident happened today, so we're just kind of watching now to see what else might be happening and/or what else is being built up on the perimeter of the whole thing, whether there is any kind of buildup of forces or whether it's just another day in Ottawa.
So they got the cops involved and stuff, and the owner came and picked up his truck from the operator and took it out. As they were taking it out, though, and Pat King was down there and stuff, they got that truck out. We snuck in 3 more and blocked it off the trailer. It was a good job. and then it got pretty dicey there for a second. A lot of people circled a bunch of cops, and they did get surrounded, and Pat King.
So as you can see, yeah, there's a few things that happened down there. If you could hear that audio.
Yeah, I heard that loud and clear. I had the video up when you first put it up, but now I can't find the link. I keep scrolling back, but not sure where it's at.
Well, yeah, that's more information as to why the police were there. There was something to do with a guy and his truck, and it kind of blew up a little bit into the crowd there. Whatever, but not a big deal. But there's some stuff going on between police and trucks there now, apparently. Like the fire department is going to downtown there.
Say happened? What? Who snuck in? What?
Yeah, so I just reviewed a little bit of video footage here, and it looks like what happened was right up on Metcalf, there's a row of trucks facing, the front of the trucks are facing west on Metcalf, right on Wellington, right in front of the Parliament building. Well, apparently they moved a bunch of trucks around so that the guy that was right at the very front could back his truck up the whole block, turn around, and he left. And then 3 other trucks went and filled in that position where he was. So basically, probably 1 truck wanted to leave, so 1 truck left is what I see. You know, the police were with him as he was leaving, but it didn't look like the police were making him leave, but the police were around there as he was leaving.
Anybody out there? Who are you out there? Anybody out there talking? You want to talk? Hello, hello, hello. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3 testing. Testing 1 2 3 3 2 1 testing testing. Big Butthole 99, how are you?
Hi, I hear you from Saskatchewan.
So why is your name Big Butthole, if I may ask? Do you have a big butthole?
Butthole.
What about buttholes? Anybody else out there other than Big Butthole? Because it seems like he likes big buttholes.
Hold that line.
Sadly, the line has been broken. The line has been broken. Sadly, the police have completely blocked off the road on the sides, so only trucks can go, sadly. Oh well, we will try again one day. We'll make sure we don't get trolled this time.
Hold the line for freedom, no matter where you are.
Sadly, there's a lot of people on this channel that would disagree with you because they are trolls. They like to play the Ram Ranch song, and they like to do just whatever they like to do. And they don't agree with us. We had a guy named Canyon, the Canadian medic, who is on this channel. If you ever see him, do not trust him. He has a YouTube. He's on YouTube completely bashing me and the whole entire cause. And he totally ratted us out to the police about everything.
Yeah, there's some crazy ones out there.
Yep, Canada Medic is definitely one of them. I know his real name, but I'm not the kind of person that would give out other people's names, even though he gave out my name and talked shit about me all over YouTube. I won't give out his name.
What's wrong with just all coming together and ending all this and moving forward as one united country?
Don't know, don't care. We no longer use this chat. I'm just on here talking to someone that lives in Saskatchewan who's actually a big supporter. That's all.
Oh, okay, no problem there, Mitch. I'm just I've been trying to find the right chat to actually, like a chat that doesn't have any trolls in it. It's really hard to find. I mean, I'm just trying to get information out there, from my viewpoint here, over at the IKEA parking lot, and that's where my rig's camped out.
Kia parking lot. Where at? Don't actually say where, just give me a city. I don't know what channels we are trying. I think they're keeping off Zello. Doesn't matter what we've done, we get trolled, and it gets trolled hard. So we're at the point we just not gonna be giving any information over Zello anymore.
Canada IKEA parking lot.
Hello, back. Hello. Hello. Anybody copy? Testing 1 2 3. 3 2 1. Test.
Yeah, freedom for all. Is your truck actually blocking the way?
Nope. I don't have a truck, thank you.
I'm not here to troll. I'm just here to kind of listen in. But I guess you said the channels are not being used anymore, eh?
Nope, because when I say we have trolls, I mean we had one guy named Canadian Medic, and we trusted him. We met him in person. We thought he was on our side, and he ended up he's totally against us. Everything we said over Zello went to the police through him. He's on YouTube bashing me personally, talking shit about me personally and everybody else in the group, posting pictures of us, giving out addresses of where we live and everything. So, yeah, we don't trust anybody on Zello anymore. I just came out to see what everybody was up to. Say thank you for anybody that was actually supporting us. That's all. Well, I don't know if I would say everyone's against us, because everyone's not against us. I know a lot of people are just scared to go out and stand up because of threat of arrest. But I have a feeling there's a lot more people that support us than people realize.
Well, now a lot of people in Ottawa are getting quite angry because of what they've had to deal through. So yeah, you're definitely going to be seeing lots of roadblocks, lots of negativity pointed your way. And then now that the people have been found with the long guns and the body armor, that's just going to detract from your cause even more. And again, those guys have tried to kill the policeman. Yeah, it's too bad when a few knuckleheads make all you look like morons, eh?
I'm having a hard time seeing whether you are on our side or against us or neutral. But at the end of the day, I respect everybody's opinion. Everybody has the right to an opinion. Freedom is the whole thing about this. That's why it's called a freedom convoy. And I just want to have the right to choose, the right to be free, the right to protest without threat of arrest. I own, as a taxpayer, we all taxpayers own that road. I am not sure if you live in Windsor, but one of our main roads has been blocked off for truck traffic only. And our city has now been split up into two. And there's only two roads out of 10 or 15 intersections. Only two of them are now open. And you literally have to go 20 minutes out of your way to get across what would normally take 30 seconds. So, as taxpayers, I feel like we should have more say over what roads we can use that we pay for rather than these big companies that make billions of dollars a day or a year or whatever and they get priority. I think that's bullshit. But again, that's just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to one.
I don't even know why they came out with this mandate. Maybe they were thinking about the potential cost to the healthcare system, to the taxpayers, but it's turned out to be like this authoritarian economic warfare thing.
It just seems like they want to track us, which I understand they do with our phones and everything. But I don't agree with having to get a barcode scan. We got to go in places. Um, I just feel like we should be free to live our lives the way we want to live them. Yeah, we need rules and everything, but I just feel like people that aren't vaccinated are being treated as second class citizens, and the vaccine don't prevent you from spreading it. So why should you have to have the vaccine to go into places if anybody can still spread it and catch it?
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. Vaccinated people can still spread it, but they also spread it a lot less than unvaccinated people. So I think they're kind of playing with the numbers. The chances are you're more likely to infect someone if you're not vaccinated. But it's hard when you get into those statistics and things like that, isn't it? Because they can be manipulated so easily by either side.
If I'm not mistaken, a vaccinated person, which I am personally vaccinated, can spread it as much as an unvaccinated person can. You still get sick. Maybe you might not get as sick, but the whole point of a vaccine passport is to prevent spread. And if it's not preventing spread, why do we need a passport? That's all I'm saying. Even if an unvaccinated person can spread it more likely than a vaccinated, it can still be spread. Therefore, there is no need for a vaccine passport. They are useless and stupid. That's just my opinion. Again, I respect everybody's opinion. Oh, I haven't had a flu shot in about probably 8 years, and I haven't gotten sick in the last 8 years. So the last time I've been sick is after my second COVID shot, which I was sick for about 2 days. And other than that, I haven't really been sick in the last 8 years. So good thing I don't get that flu shot. And anyways, the numbers that they give in Ontario are people in the hospital with COVID, but a lot of people go to the hospital for, I don't know, a broken leg, broken arm, anything like that. And then they end up testing positive, and they're saying that they're in the hospital with COVID. Well, no, they're in the hospital with a broken leg and they tested positive for COVID while in the hospital. It's totally different. Or if someone is in a car accident and is in the ICU due to the car accident, but tested positive for COVID, they're now a COVID patient in ICU, even though they're in the hospital for a car accident. So it's those kind of numbers that I don't understand. I don't understand why they manipulate the numbers like that.
I don't think the numbers are manipulated per se, but I mean, odds are if you're going into a place like a hospital where you have a lot of infected people, you're also likely to get infected too. But again, it's tough. You need to go to the hospital to get better, but right now it's a place that can make you sick.
And I get that. And all I'm saying is, like I said, if you go to the hospital with COVID symptoms, then yes, you should be counted as a COVID patient. But if you go to the hospital with a broken leg and have no symptoms of COVID, but you test positive while there and still have no symptoms, I don't feel you should be counted as a COVID patient in the hospital. You should be counted as a broken leg patient in the hospital. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just I'm actually happy having a friendly conversation with me here, and we're not like trolling each other. I actually really appreciate it. I just want to say that right now. I do really appreciate this.
Yeah, it's tough to get into this particular discussion with someone with the opposite side without someone getting out a name calling. So, yeah, I agree. It's nice to talk to you about it.
Because there is always two sides or more, and there's some things I agree with, some things I don't like. But yeah, my whole thing is like I said, if you go in with symptoms, 100% COVID's patient. But just tell me if you think I'm making sense. That if you go in with a broken leg and you test positive with no symptoms, should they really be using that as a number of COVID numbers in the hospital? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like that shouldn't be used myself, but I don't know.
I'm kind of having trouble seeing your point of view on this one because I think if you go with the facts, if you go to the hospital, you're tested positive for COVID, that should be counted as a COVID number. And I don't think you can have an opinion in saying like the broken leg is worse or not as bad, so we don't count one symptom or the other. Like if you go to the hospital with a broken leg and a broken arm, you don't say, well, they're here for a broken arm. There's still other factors. They also have a broken leg, might also have COVID. So I think they don't have like the ability to judge whether they put it down as a COVID case. The fact is, if you have COVID, a little tally mark goes in that column.
That actually makes sense. When you put it that way, that makes sense. I understand your thought there, 100%. Yeah, I'm just, my point was that I was trying to make is I sometimes feel that they're like making the numbers look huge in the hospital. Like, so they're saying ICU. My whole thing is with the ICUs. If someone is in an accident and gets put on life support or ICU, is in the ICU due to the accident, and they are not positive when they come in, let's say. So they come into the hospital, they test negative, they're in ICU for something totally non-related to COVID, and then end up testing positive while they're in there, but they're staying in the ICU for something totally unrelated to COVID. Should they really be counted as a COVID ICU number if they're being treated for something totally non-related to COVID in that ICU? I don't know if anything I just said makes sense, but I'm trying to get my point, what I'm thinking, out and make it make sense.
Here's Frey, Viva Frey.
Business ties with immunity, with no due process being a constitutional right. But he's going to respect the Constitution while applying the Emergencies Act, but no due process to having your finances shut off. Unilateral seizure of property, unilateral revocation of licenses, unilateral destruction of lives and livelihoods with no due process. He's turned Canada into a laughingstock. And the meme is out there, and it's glorious. I believe it is President Xi receiving a call from Putin, who says, "Can you believe they're calling us dictators?" And then President Xi says, "Hold on, I got another call on the other line." And then it's Kim Jong-un, and he's like, "Bro," and it's glorious, because it's like Trudeau thinks because he speaks smoothly and quietly and politely, and because Chrystia Freeland smiles when she says it, that it's somehow not tyranny, that it's somehow not overt, outlandishly absurd violations of the most fundamental core principles of a free and democratic society, because they're polite when they do it. I have no doubt that other dictators throughout history were very charismatic as they did it. I mean, they had to convince people. So let me see, I'll get a couple of super chats.
Thank you very much for taking the time to explain your point of view. I really appreciate it. I think what it comes down to, from what I'm hearing from nurses and doctors, is it doesn't really matter what the fact is. Our ICU numbers are very high, and when people do go in with something non-COVID related, there aren't beds for them, because not only do they have to deal with the normal day-to-day stuff, they've got the COVID numbers, and then when they don't have the ICU beds, then they're having to make like triage centers and things like that. So there's all layers of problems in there, but compounded with COVID, just makes everything a lot tougher on the patients and the doctors.
You're right. That is true. I get that. So, thank you for having this conversation. It was very enlightening and very actually nice to finally be able to talk to someone without being trolled, without being name called, or hearing their stupid ass Van Ranch song. I don't know if you heard that one before, but it's quite annoying. But yeah, it was very nice talking to you.
Yeah, me too, Mitch. It was great. I wish more of this could go on in the world. We seem to be trapped in this cycle where everyone just gets locked into their beliefs and goes right to the trolling and name calling as soon as they're questioned. So yeah, I very much enjoy talking to you today.
It's nice to be able to talk. Like, even though we have different beliefs, everybody's entitled to their opinion and their belief, and it's nice to be able to just tell you how I feel. You tell me how you feel, and we go, okay, I'm a Canadian. Thank you very much for your opinion, and here's mine. You know what I mean? It's amazing. That's the way Canadians are supposed to be. That's the whole point of being a Canadian. But for some reason, people have lost their I can't think of the word, what it means to be a Canadian, or like they've lost the I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say, I think.
I do, and I think a big factor is with Zello, we're using our real voices, and it's a little harder to hide behind the keyboard and call someone names when you're you're dealing with a real person with real feelings. You can hear things that you can't get across in a text or an email. You can get across by the inflection of your voice. And I think sometimes, you say things in an email and they come across as arrogant or attacking, but when you're face to face with a person, they can appreciate more where you're coming from.
Yep, 100%. This conversation actually makes me proud to be a Canadian again, because it shows that it's not all negative and we're not all against each other. And there's actually some good people left out there. So I just want to say, really appreciate it. No, I hope you have a good night. I'm going to go and do a couple things before I head to bed. I have to be up early.
Take care, brother. Have a great night.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Are we, can we get a prayer going around or for our truckers there? Thank you.
Yeah, okay, copy that. I shut off text messaging except for moderators, so maybe mods, if you can check and see if there's any bad stuff in there and just block the people that posted it.
Yeah, I was already on it. Sorry, I was dealing with a landlord issue. Otherwise, I would have caught on. Sorry.
That account's from 2019. Nobody banned your account from posting an InfoWars article. Trust me, no one got their account banned for that. No.
I know what account he's talking about. I believe it was yesterday, and Les blocked him for a reason. I'm not too sure. I think it was something irrelevant that we had no proof of. So I believe Les blocked him for that reason.
When I see somebody say banned, I think banned, like their account's banned, blocked. It says he made that account to get back in, so that's accounts from 2019, so that doesn't make sense off the rip. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good catch, Coach. That's a good catch.
Yo, if you guys really want to piss off the government, ask for an account at the central bank.
What is the central bank over?
Are you in America or Canada?
Born and raised in Ottawa, Ontario.
That would be the Bank of Canada then.
Is that the same as the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce?
No, that's a commercial bank. The Bank of Canada is our national bank.
So okay. And then if I was American, like if I was banking in America, so the Bank of America, is that like Bank of America, like the stock that's traded there on the in the States?
No, Bank of America is another commercial bank. The central bank in America is called the Federal Reserve.
Gotcha. So how do I go about trying to get an account at the central bank of the Federal Reserve of Canada?
They don't allow us to right now.
Okay, so what kind of promotions does the Central Bank of Canada have that can beat my RBC checkings account with 0.2% annual interest?
Well, I'm trying to get a central bank digital currency that trades similar to Bitcoin, but that's a legal tender. So I think there's an advantage over the entire banking system, right? If you have a digital coin.
So, if I hear that right, you've got this decentralized currency, like Bitcoin, and you're trying to merge it with a central bank. Can you see what I'm getting at here? Like the logic. I would like to ask a little, how much, do you have anybody backing you? Do you have any investors, or is this just something you came up with, stoned on your mom's couch? Just give me some more details, brother. It's like you got friggin' 49 other people listening to you. It's like Dragon's Den. Sell it a little bit better than what you have. I don't understand the concept. Let me try to sell you something here, okay? So I've got this idea. It's a paper currency that it's accepted at every ATM, it's accepted at every bank teller, it's accepted at every restaurant in Canada. And it's everything is in Canadian dollars. So this idea is the Canadian dollar. So I don't know why you're trying to push something that not everybody uses, like Bitcoin. What's the point? What can I buy with Bitcoin other than stuff off the black market or the dark market or the dark web? And the other side of that is I do remember hearing, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, there's this country, I don't know if it's Venezuela or it's somewhere in South America, where, their president actually adopted Bitcoin as a currency of the central bank, and it replaced the peso or the habanera or whatever their currency was. It replaced it. However, the price of Bitcoin fluctuates so much, it's so volatile, that it just crashed their whole economy. Like, brother. No, I guess I made you leave the chat there, bud. Like, go pitch your black magic and your voodoo child to somebody else. Like, we're smarter than that in Windsor. We're smarter than that in Canada. You know, nobody is ever going to buy Bitcoin or whatever. It's all scam. And digital currency, you know, it's not, it just doesn't work, man. Like, what's the point of digital currency?
World, let people do what they want to do. Let's all just get along and
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm speaking for all of Windsor when I say that, you know, Windsor, Ottawa, Canada, Ontario, you know, there's no room for Bitcoin here in Ontario. We have the Canadian dollar and we have the Canadian Tire dollar. We already got two forms of currency.
Did you guys see the letter that was distributed by the police to the convoy goer? I have a copy if you were interested. And I also have the response from the lawyer, the lawyer of the convoy, that says that response to that letter. If you're interested, let me know. So this is the letter that was sent out, and I'm going to put the link, the response to the lawyer of the convoy, what he says about this letter. Okay, I didn't understand what you were saying. You cut out.
Somebody told me that you have a boyfriend that I met at the convoy in January of 2022. Somebody told me that you have a boyfriend that looks like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential, I've got potential.
Maria, thank you for posting that link. Before that's removed, everybody should try to save that to their phone. If you don't have a way to save stuff off of Facebook, Firefox browser, you can copy the link off of Facebook and then take it over to your Firefox browser, paste and go, and then hold the screen and it'll pop up a save to device. And I think there's one more pop-up that it gives you to save it. That way it's saved on your phone, and if Facebook goes and deletes that one from history, at least you can message it to other people as well and keep a copy of it around.
I also have a website where it helps you to save it to your to your computer. So I'm going to put the link in there, and all what you have to do is click on there and cancel whatever commercial is there, and then click on download. So what you do, you click on the three dots on the Facebook video, and you click save, and then you click view saved files, then you click on the three dots again, and you click on copy link. Then you copy that link to that website, the Facebook downloader, and that's how you can save it. I hope that explained it. So you click on the three dots on the video, on top of the video in Facebook, then you click on save file, then you go to your view saved files, and then you click on the three dots and you copy link, then you paste it into the link I gave you to download the Facebook video.
Alexa, delete Zello.
There's the latest live streaming that I can find. The other one, this guy was going earlier, and he shut down for a bit and got her back going again. The other one that was on for a couple hours, it disappeared as well, so I don't know what the status on that guy was.
Again. Updates on what's going on? See it. I would say no. Really sure who they are. I just don't really like the names. Like, I don't know. Something just seems off. Think he would know to reach out to an organizer. Is it going in Ottawa tonight?
I've got the live feed going. I'm watching this one guy, and I haven't watched the live feeds here at all. So previous nights, so I don't know how many law enforcement were present, but to me it seems like there's quite a few that are just kind of hanging on the outskirts. It did look like he did note that looks like they're bringing in some temporary fencing to put up around the Parliament building. So if they're going to be doing that, it might be until tomorrow then before they go and do anything, pulling drivers out of there, pulling people out.
They actually started freezing the accounts of anybody who financially donated.
All the threats were made. I don't know if they actually carried through with it or not.
I just heard someone on one of the live feeds say that she was told, or it was put in the Emergency Act, that if she helped the protesters, or if anybody helps the protesters, you would be charged with treason. Is that correct? Did anybody else hear that or see it in the Emergency Act?
I don't think it would be treason, but I think it's jail time or a big massive fine.
for anybody that gets caught giving the truckers money or gas or anything like that?
Yes, even food.
Then he might want to build some more jails if he plans on locking everybody up for doing that.
I noticed in live feeds earlier today that there were quite a few ambulances staged around the area. Yesterday there was very little police presence in the truckers area. Today it's been much heavier, and from what I'm hearing tonight on the live feed, it's very heavy in the area.
I see anything that's going on down there without watching YouTube, because we're quite a long ways away from there.
One of the streamers earlier this afternoon said that YouTube is limiting their reach on the streaming, and that people have to keep sharing the stream to get it out there because they're burying it or limiting the reach on it.
Just overwhelming their system too. Canada's not the only one doing this. Like, there's protests in the US and all over other countries in the world.
Yeah, definitely. I saw a picture tonight of a convoy in Ohio. Man, it looked like a multi-mile long, nothing but trucks.
I'd like to know how to delete my Facebook account, but keep my messenger up for the because I'm part of a rescue group in there.
I think you can archive your profile. I don't know if that will affect Messenger or not. When you first install Messenger, it asks if you want to use your Facebook account, so it might be separate.
Miller Zoo, I post a link how to close your Facebook but keep your Messenger. That's the only way to do it. I might have other ways to do it, but I don't know, because I have no social media at all. So I hope that helped.
Worried about what's going to happen if he decides to really abuse this Emergency Measures Act. Like, what happens if he starts going after people for posting their political opinions online that he doesn't agree with?
Then we'll know we're living in communist Canada.
Even old Sleepy Joe over there is kind of just looking here and shaking his head. Things still relatively calm in Ottawa?
Yeah, so far. Lots of cops rolling in, though.
Ones that are in support of the convoy, I can't even imagine what they must be feeling right now.
A lot of OPP there.
The residents of Ottawa must be getting pretty scared too, but at the same time, some of them wanted this to happen, so.
Yeah, I just really hope they're going to all be all right. –
everybody just keeps a nice calm head. Over till the fat lady sings, and she hasn't sung yet.
I've been watching this. I got it on my laptop. I was going to throw it up on the TV, but it gets too noisy if I'm going to talk on here then. But, I don't know if you can hear the talking in the background on it. But, one thing I've been observing is how clean everything is. And I've watched these protests, the BLM protests, and they're burning Kenosha and burning the other cities and that. Just trashing the heck out of everything. And they're cleaning things up. These guys are putting their trash by the trash cans. And the trash cans are overfilling, but they're keeping everything clean. The streets are clean. They're spotless. It's amazing. It is just amazing. And to think that the cops are going to come in here and tear the crap up pretty shortly. At this point in time, I wouldn't put anything past any of the law enforcement. I mean, if they're pulling people over for having flags on their cars, the little posts above their windows, and ticketing them for obstructing traffic or distracting traffic, I think the charge is. It's just, to me, it's just absolutely ridiculous. So at this point in time, I don't put anything past law enforcement whatsoever.